This isn't going to make for great reading this morning in the Oval Office, is it? Bidenomics equals inflation.
And when you ask, how is the economy going today? What's your rating of it? 30% of Americans say it's good. 70% of Americans say it's poor.
Has it gotten better? And very few people say that it has. In fact, many say they feel it's gotten worse. And inflation is the reason that they say that.
34% currently approve of Biden's handling of the economy. 66% disapprove.
And a majority of swing state voters, Matt, see worsening economic conditions in the coming months. So that doesn't spell optimism for the Biden camp. Less than 1 in 5 respondents say they expect inflation and interest rates to be lower by the end of the year. And then more than 3/4 say that Biden is responsible for how they feel about the economy.
More say they feel they'd be financially better off under Donald Trump, and that cuts directly to vote.
Trump is leading Biden, who has ample work to do with his base and with independent voters who are breaking to his GOP rival. In a head-to-head race, 49% of voters say they'd pick Trump for president, compared to 43% for Biden. 55% say Trump's time in office was a success, with only 39% saying the same about Biden's presidency.
Yeah, it's getting ugly. It is getting ugly. But we got to talk about Jim Acosta today, who took issue with some of the things that you just saw in that clip there. And it is absolutely, positively hilarious. Before we get into that, I do want to thank you guys for all of the continued love and support. Thank you guys so much. I also do want to say, make sure you guys are checking back in on the channel daily, because YouTube doesn't send out my notifications to basically anybody anymore. Let me know in the comment section if you get notifications. I feel like a lot of you guys have said that you don't. Some of you guys have told me that you didn't even realize I was still uploading, right? Because you're not getting notifications. Turn on your notifications just in case, right? Hit the subscribe button and it'll pop up, you know, if you want to be notified, it's the bell button, okay? But I drop videos every single day. All right, I drop them every single day. So even if you aren't notified, even if you don't get a notification, just know there's going to be some type of video here. All right. Now, with that being said, like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
New CNN poll showing Trump with this lead over Biden. I mean, a lot of Democrats looked at this and spit out their coffee on Sunday morning. The CBS Battleground poll over the week did show a tight race in multiple swing states. So the numbers are all over the place. Right. It's April, and people say, it's April, it's early. But May, yeah, it's almost May. Yeah. May is not that early.
There's still 6 months left. I did not spit out my coffee. I had a very nice, calming cup of coffee yesterday, even after seeing this poll. Because, look, the trend with all of the other national polls is that the race is tightening. A lot of the other national polls, including the one that you mentioned, CBS, has Joe Biden either tied or ahead 2 or 3 points. The CBS poll had Joe Biden ahead in Michigan, tied in all of the other battleground states. What the Biden campaign is doing is the smart thing to do, which is they are rolling up their sleeves, they're doing the work. They are having Joe Biden go to all the battleground states. He is whipping up a storm in terms of...
I was waiting for her to say, whipping up a storm. Where's Joe Biden whipping up a storm? It's funny how these guys like just blatantly lie. Joe Biden hasn't whipped up any. The only storm Joe Biden has whipped up is a storm against him. Whenever this guy shows his face, there's protest against him. No, nobody's chanting for Joe Biden. The only people that I've seen that have been excited to see Joe Biden are these, I think they're paid celebrities. That's it. That's all. Show me these videos of people being excited to see Joe Biden. If anybody's got them, send them my way. I'll put them in the video. I don't care, but I haven't seen them. Maybe I missed it, but I doubt it. Whipping up a storm. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Say that again.
Joe Biden go to all the battleground states. He is whipping up a storm in terms of the travel that he is doing, going around telling all of the Americans about the accomplishments, what he has done, what he's going to do, while Donald Trump is stuck in a court.
But the other thing that's in that poll, we're out of time. But the other thing that's in that poll is it shows that a lot of Americans view Donald Trump's presidency as a success
and Biden's as a failure,
which is extraordinary given the fact that 1 million people died from COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
but look, if the poll, based on this poll, if the election were held today, Donald Trump would go from the courthouse as a failure,
which is extraordinary given the fact that 1 million people died from COVID.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's whose fault again? Like, bro, these folks, man, these folks say the most outlandish things. The most outlandish things. It's just absolutely mind-boggling how I'd love to be, I would love to be a fly on the wall of some of these leftist folks like Jim Acosta or Sonny Hostin or Whoopi Goldberg. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the privacy of their homes. Like, I really want to know the conversations that they have in private. Like, are they really that delusional? Right? Like, do they say the same things on television as they do in private? Or in private, do they say what we all actually know? What do you guys think? Let me know. I need the inside scoop, man. I need the inside scoop. I would love to be a fly on the wall just to hear those conversations. Because I can bet that they don't say the same things in private as they do in public. Because we had the instance with Harry Sisson and the other influencer TikTok guy who went on a radio show or podcast or whatever. And the other guy, it wasn't Harry, it was the other guy. He let it slip. He was like, Democrats are terrible at their job, but we can't criticize them, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, don't clip that. But, and the podcast guy was like, no, we're clipping that. Hey, clip that. He was like, no. So, I feel like that's kind of the stuff, or some of the things that are said behind closed doors. Democrats are terrible at their job. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.
But look, if the poll, based on this poll, if the election were held today, Donald Trump would go from the courthouse to the White House. No questions asked. But
yes, sir. And I would love to watch it, too. I would love to watch it.
Guess what, Alice? It's not today.
But you look at this.
But what's remarkable, his presidency ended with an insurrection at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Maria, how is it that Democrats have not been able to get that message across to voters, and that they can't break through this short-term memory?
Well, again, I will look at the other polls that actually show Democrats have been able to break through. And let's remember, Jim, in 2022, everyone thought that a huge red wave was going to happen. Everyone was showing these exact same kinds of polls where the economy was the #1 issue, when in fact a lot of Americans put democracy and rights and freedoms up front in addition to the economy.
I think the other crosstabs to look at in this poll are the fact that Biden is underwater and has strong disapproval ratings, and how he's handled the economy. And this situation with Gaza and Israel is going to really damage him.
It's a challenge right now. It's not a threat.
When I talked to a lot of Democratic operatives over the weekend, in office, out of office, they were all worried about that one issue. We'll keep talking about it. All right.
The type of mental gymnastics that these guys perform, on a daily basis is just absolutely hilarious to watch. And I love what this guy said here when he was on CNN. Check it out.
Trump isn't behind. He's ahead in every national poll. He's ahead in most battleground states. And if the election were held today, despite 91 indictments, 4 federal trials, he's still ahead. That says a lot. And the fact is that President Biden is hemorrhaging support among African Americans, among young voters, among other voters of color. They're not excited about him. And then when you throw in the slew of independent candidates, RFK, Cornel West, Jill Stein, it doesn't look great for the president in terms of his path of winning the election.
So let's hit the nail right on the head. Hit the nail right on the head. I mean, Joe Biden is losing everybody. Every single group of individuals he's losing. Losing everybody, including suburban white women who were, for a while, on Biden's side because of the whole abortion issue. But since Trump has moderated, he's even starting to lose them too. Right? So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these polls coming out, as we get closer to the election, where Trump is up double digits. Yeah, I'm serious. You heard it here first. Well, maybe somebody else said it, but remember, you heard it here, okay? I will not be surprised if we get closer to the election and we start seeing polls coming out where Trump is up by double digits. Now, those polls mean absolutely nothing if we don't show up and do our part, of course. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, and I want to make sure that I emphasize this point because it's truly the one thing that I'm worried about. Us not showing up because we got comfortable because of all the signs were pointing towards Trump walking back into the White House. And so we let our foot off the gas. It reminds me of that one coach. I believe he was like the coach of like the Bears or something. Black gentleman. They had just like lost the game and he was like, we let him off the hook. We let him off the hook. That's the one thing that I'm worried about. Us letting them off the hook. We have them. We have them cornered. We cannot let them off the hook. This is the time where we need to push the pedal all the way down. All the way down. And you see people like Scott Presler doing that. I've seen Scott Presler everywhere. Shout out to Scott Presler once again. I'll keep shouting him out because that guy is doing some fantastic work. Some absolutely phenomenal work. I encourage all of you to go and follow Scott Presler. Okay? Go and follow Scott Presler. He's teaching people how to get people registered in their areas to vote. And most new registers are leaning towards Republicans. So I've even seen Scott Presler talking about something where he's gotten some messages from Democrats, or he's been contacted or something along those lines, where Democrats are angry because he's signing up so many people. So what that tells me is, hey, we need to be signing up some more folks, So yeah, big shout out to Scott Presler, man. And I can't wait until November. It's going to be a wonderful time. Y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.